Lay back, make your body comfortable. Start to take some good deep breaths in and out. Allow the muscles an opportunity to relax. And feel the breath expanding such that belly space even is rising with us. Taking a moment to connect with the intention for the class today. The idea that I was playing with is the idea that we are absolutely connected with our environment. It would be impossible to take somebody, put them in a spacesuit and just teleport that person to some random planet or random chunk of space. That person definitely wouldn't survive for many reasons. First of all, the air in the spacesuit is absolutely necessary. Food, water. We can only lose so much percentage of water before bad things start to happen, and it's a surprisingly small amount. The sun that we need, it allows us to absorb calcium so that our bones can stay as they are. The way that gravity is, the way even just knowing that we can't isolate ourselves from history, that any historical figure that you could place your finger on, you cannot isolate them from the way that this person grew up or the society that they were in. Makes absolute difference to the choices that they made at that time. So environment and how interconnected we are to it, that's what we're playing with today. So there will be different points where we'll play with different qualities like the elements or like time, stretching into the future, stretching back to the past. And just playing with all this variety of elements, just recognizing how connected we are, how much we need people, need the elements, we need to be connected. So this is the idea we're playing with in our class today. So with this to lead us on, let's begin today by taking our banana stretch. So stretching up with the arms up overhead, so that stretching through the front half of the body. And then clasp onto the right wrist and scoot your shoulders to the left side of the mat. The legs, we're crossing the left ankle over the right, then scooting the legs to the left. Enjoy that stretch through the entire right half of the body. You can be passive in the stretch, just kind of enjoying the angles, or you can be active, pushing against the ankle and wrist connection. Just enjoy that stretch all the way through the side body. Even enjoy breathing into the right half of the lung. Feeling how even that breath can expand through the little tiny muscles in the ribs, the intercostal muscles. Good. Returning the spine onto the center of the mat. Uncross, recross the feet, scooting to right. Grabbing onto left wrist, scoot to the right. Huge banana stretch all the way over to the right. This one, I imagine, is the sun. Is that being the element that we're playing with here? This is a spot where I could imagine closing my eyes, just laying on a beach, absorbing the sunlight, getting as much surface area open as possible to the sun. Beautiful. Release the ankle and wrist connection. Return the spine through the center and hug the knees into the chest. Do a little bit of gentle rocking so we can connect with our low back. Massaging that into the mat. Taking the right ankle onto the left side. We're setting up a figure 4 hug. So hug around left, wherever you can reach, around the thigh or around the shin. So it gives that right hip a good chance to open today. Releasing the hands, spread the arms open like a big figure T on the ground. Let this unit that the legs are in fall over to the left. Now as the hips return back to the ground, drop the left leg long on the earth. Extend the right leg up to sky, as if it's reaching up directly into the sun. Just grab on wherever you can comfortably reach and allow the hamstring to have an opportunity to try to lengthen upward. Okay, release. Left ankle comes to right side. Figure 4 hug on that side. Clasp around thigh or shin, whatever you can reach. The arms spread back open like a figure T. The legs fall to the left to the right this time. Allow one more breath to flow deep into the lungs. Easy exhale. Turn the hips to the earth. Right leg drops long to the ground, and left leg extends up to the sun. Tremendous gratitude for the sun, all it does. not only for the vitamins, but also helping to grow all the plants that are necessary for us to be able to obtain energy. So one more breath through this hamstring. Good inhale. Beautiful exhale. Both knees come in, that nice bent shape, a bit of a hug. And from there, let's rock our way up to a seated place. The feet coming together, we take cobbler. You choose how close or how far the feet are for this first one. Let the spine extend up and tilt forward. And then like the element of water, we just waterfall the head and the neck all the way up and over. Almost like the wind blowing into the waterfall. Let your head sway a little bit over to the right, stretching through how the neck muscles are connected to that direction. And the wind changes, the head sways a little bit to the left. Perhaps back to stillness. As the spine rises up, the right leg opens out to a nice angle. We start by leaning directly forward. And then almost like an eddy in the stream, how it just kind of sways in really beautiful waves. We'll plant the hands nice and wide to support the spine as it sways toward the straight leg. And sways back toward the center. With these gentle motions, we're easing the body into motion. Find the perfect angle for stillness for a couple of breaths. Maybe that's over the straight leg, or maybe it's returning through the center. And lifting the spine up to switch the legs out. Start by leaning forward again, plant the hands wide. Allow the spine to take some motion, swaying toward the straight leg, flowing toward the center. And the Tao Te Ching, one of the big things that the book talks about is taking on qualities of these elements that are around us. Remembering that we can be flexible and we can flow like water. Water also can take on the structure, the solidness. So find that spot, best spot, equivalent to what you did on the other side, and just pause for a few rounds. Any of the qualities of water were changed, life would not be possible on our earth. So tremendous gratitude for water. And starting to lift the spine back up. Let's take the legs underneath our body. Spine flows in our cat-cow motion. Take it as long and slow as you wish. There's particular angles that feel necessary or delicious. Flow into those spaces as well. Maybe even taken almost like a teeter-tottering quality, rocking back almost like a child, unfolding forward like a cobra. Gratitude for how much percentage of our body water makes up. Beautiful. Eventually lifting into a downward facing dog shape. Again, there can be movement here. The right leg lifts up high to the sky. We flow that leg in between our foot, in between our hands. Lowering the back into the earth. We start to flow here, forward and backward. The bent knee, going forward to lunge, and then extending that leg straight, bowing over the hamstring. Be fast, it can be slow. Just notice the rate that feels good for your body. The next time the knee is bent, bring the hands to the inside of the foot. We're going to tuck the back toes, rotate onto that heel, and now we're facing the long edge of the mat for the back fork. Yep, you can always go up to a higher squat if you'd like, a higher left side lunge. Beautiful. And pivoting everything back forward. Drop the knee back down. The leg extends forward. Pause. Another straight right leg takes a huge circle all the way to the back of the mat and even crossing to the left. Now push your hips to the right and then gaze over your left shoulder at the toes. Beautiful. Unwind. The knees are to the floor. Perhaps some of us choose a child pose for a moment, a down dog, or some of us may want a flow. So, chaturanga, bend, downward facing dog. Left leg extends up high to the sky. And plant that left foot in between your hands. Lowering the back knee. Start the flow here. Hips shift back and forward. Take it at your rate. Water can flow at various speeds. Next time we've got the knee bent forward, stay. Come to the inside. Hop up onto the back toes and then rotate to the heel as we pivot to the long edge of the mat. Low side lunge, Skandasana. So back forward, the knee down, bring the leg forward and pause. Leg straight, half split. Straight leg does that long circle, crossing off to the right, pushing hips to the left, over the right. Beautiful. Both knees down or both knees lifted for plank. Hold for a few rounds of breath. Shift the shoulders past the fingertips. Squeeze the elbows in. Try to lower slowly. Beautiful. Sliding elbows underneath shoulders, Sphinx. And we're taking on a quality of fire with our neck. So just like the fire kind of sways at whatever angles are nice, let your neck sway in all sorts of directions. Doesn't necessarily have to be fast. But try to see how many angles your neck can stretch out. Swiveling the right hand in front of the left. The hands are parallel to the top of mat. Then walk each hand off to each side. As far as they'll go. If you're feeling a good stretch on the back side of the shoulder blades and the shoulders, that's where we're aiming for. If you don't feel that stretch, bump the elbows another inch forward. We'll tuck our chin before we rest the chin down so that there's plenty of space to breathe. Back bending type motions, like the Sphinx, are warming. They want stretching through intense areas like the shoulder. With a warming quality around the heart. Good, now start to inch the elbows close together again, coming back into Sphinx. Same quality with the neck. Maybe the fire wants to burn just in a slightly different way than before. The ember's changing. Beautiful. Now swivel left hand in front of right. Walk the hands off to each side. You need to bump the elbows forward, go right ahead, tuck the chin before you rest it down. Last breath, feel the fire. Deep exhale. Walk the elbows in, one more Sphinx. Maybe even roll through the shoulders for a moment, like you're poking at the embers. And let the head have one more chance to ease any of that neck tension out. Beautiful. Sliding the hands under the shoulders. Shift back to child pose. Feel how nice that is to decompress the spine after that extended back bend. And stay here a few more breaths, or at any point, take a flow or go straight to down dog. Take it at your rate. We're all at different places, so there's no sense of rush, but eventually you'll feel ready to come up to the top of the mat in a forward fold. Make your way up there when you're ready. We'll begin to play a little bit with more solid structures, like the quality of a tree. So once you're in the forward fold, take a moment to imagine that your feet could spread 3 times wider than they actually are, feeling so grounded to the feet. So solid. From that setup, let's take our next inhale to rise, circle the arms up to the sky, huge inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, the elbows open, heart forward. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Shifting our weight over left foot. Rotate the right knee open, preparing for tree. This is version 1, kickstand. You'd like to bring foot to the calf. That's version 2. Version 3 is foot to thigh. Just never put it directly on the knee, whatever you do. Hands at the heart can be helpful to just push left and right sides of ourselves together. But opening arms like branches is also fun. The solidness of the grounded foot. Beautiful. Hands to heart if they extended. Release the foot from the body. Float the right leg in front of us. Balance. And kick back warrior 3. Open arms like airplanes. Softly land, warrior 1. Strong, stable structure. 90-degree angles in the body, extended limbs. These are all things that remind me of the solidness of the trees. Taking a huge inhale. Exhale, open warrior 2. Beautiful. Start facing all the way open to front door. Extended side angle, left elbow to left thigh. Right arm up and over. Rising back up to warrior 2. And reverse it. So right hand rests on right leg, left hand up to reach back. Warrior 2. And turn all the toes to the long edge of the mat. Hands to hips. Bow forward. Good. Once you're down, choose your arm position. Hands can be in elbow creases. They can be extending forward. They can be on the feet, or they can reach through the legs. What feels helpful for the length of the legs at the moment? Prepare to rise. So drop hands down to the floor, bend the knees, and then roll the spine up. Tilt the feet in a bit closer once or twice. And then turn the toes all the way to the mirror. Good. Hands to the hips to make sure the hips are square forward. And start to bow forward. Once you get about halfway there, hands can drop to shin. Or maybe to floor. Front leg continues to extend, straightening by the slight quad activation. So the kneecap is lifting just a little bit. Not locking the joint, but lengthening it. Standing split, bump the hands forward a foot or so. Float the right toes up to the sky. When we bring the right foot down, cross it such that the foot comes and the big toes are touching. They kind of come to the cross. Yeah, you got it. I think we all made it. The big little toes are touch. Yeah, little toes. Sorry if I confused. We're crossing legs. Right is crossed in front. The left just split. And I said it wrong again. Sorry. Left is crossed in front. Right. I'm just confusing this one. Sorry. Okay. And let's uncross. Soften the knees. Circle the arms up. Inhale. There we go. Resetting for the second side. Good. Open the elbows. Heart forward. And hands back to heart. Beautiful. Okay, so once again, connect with the groundedness. Feet expanding as if they were 3 times larger. Shift your weight over right leg. Start to rotate left open. Good. Version 1 is here. Version 2, foot to calf. Version 3, thigh. Feel it as if there is energy pushing down. And from that push, the spine grows taller. Maybe limbs expand. Hands back to heart. Float the knee like that nice 90-degree angle. Kick back, warrior 3. Arms airplane. Soft land to the lunge. Arms sweep to the sky, warrior 1. Good inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. The knee tracking open toward the pinky toe direction. Good. Extended side angle. Rest the right elbow. Left arm up and over. Warrior 2. Reverse. Warrior 2. This time before we go to the side, the wide angle for the side, Let's take it to goddess. So the toes turn open to 45-degree angles, the knees are bent. Let's drop our hands to inner thighs and push the inner thighs open. Good. Sometimes it's nice to add a twist also. So right shoulder dips forward. Left shoulder. Beautiful. Back through the center. Straighten the legs. Turn the toes to the long edge of mat. Bending forward. Maybe a new arm position. Play with what's working for the extension of the legs. Take in the quality of air into your lungs. Notice how that air balances all the others. Water without air can get really gross. And fire without air obviously extinguishes. Trees need the air. All of life needs it. And drop hands down for a moment, deep into the knees, roll the spine up. Tilt all the feet closer. And pivot all the toes to the mirror side again. Your straight legs. Hands at the hips to keep them square as we bend forward. At the halfway point, drop hands to shins or floor. You can even continue to let the spine tilt forward even more. Front leg trying to extend, so maybe the kneecap lifts just a little bit. Opening the hands a foot forward, float left. And the left foot slides through the back and to the side. Pinky toes are close. This time right is in front. And forward fold there. So how this can get us into the outer hip. Cross the feet. Counter rise. Exhale the heart. Again, open the elbows, chest forward, and hands to heart. One more time with balance. Shift your weight into left foot. Grab the right hand to right foot behind back. Nice quad stretch. This other arm can do whatever you need for balance. If you don't feel the quad stretch, front of right thigh, pull the knee further back or scoop the tailbone under. And as we release right foot, set it to ground, immediately trying to take on that grounded quality in the foot. Good. Left hand to left foot behind back. Get right into the quad stretch, so knee pulls back or tailbone scoops under. Beautiful. Releasing the foot finds the floor, grounding. Inhale, circle up the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slide the hands up shins, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Level the feet back to plank. Lower chaturanga. Back bend of your trace. Pose our down dog. Not in a down dog, rise up to that shape. Float the right foot high up to the sky. Step that right foot in between hands. Keep the toes balanced in the back. Floating the arms up to the sky. We're going to try to twist, so it's a balancing pose. So our left hand goes into the space in front of us. The right hand tries to go to the space behind us. Imagine we're trying to reach across time now, learning everything we can from the past. Beautiful. Cartwheel the hands down to surround the front foot, lowering the back knee, straighten the front leg. We're heading into half split, which is just here, bow forward, or any amount closer towards split. It's up to you how deep you want to take it today. Deep hamstring stretches like splits and half splits makes me think of the future, heading forward. Hanuman, the person that this pose is named after, he had one foot on one body of land and he extended across the ocean, his foot to the other body of land. So I think of that like us stretching forward into the future. We can't take hopes and dreams away from people, and they remain people in the end. Part of what makes us human, I think, is the future, the hopes that we can have. Take 2 more breaths wherever you're at. Beautiful. Lift back. The leg comes back. Sometimes it's nice to just shake the leg out after that deep hamstring stretch. Good. We'll reset before the second side. So that can be nice to do a child's pose, a down dog, or one more flow. Beautiful. Eventually to down dog. Float left leg. Get steps in between hands. Stay on the back toes. Float the arms up with balance for a moment. And then twist right hand forward. Reach left hand into the past. Recognizing we wouldn't be where we are without standing on the shoulders of all the giants behind us. Good. Cartwheel hands slowly to floor. Setting the back knee down. We can start to work toward half split, straightening the front leg, or any amount closer to split. Connecting with all these timelines, potential futures we could choose. It's happiness to be right here, right now. More breath in. Out. And the leg comes back. Maybe shake it for a moment. Perhaps the last child pose, down dog or flow. Sooner or later, as that feels complete, whether from kneeling or from down dog, we'll take it to pigeon. So right leg will work its way under and through. Good. Some of us may play for a little while with the back bend version, just arching up and back. And at any point, if we wanted to take it to sleeping pigeon, that would be lowering down to elbows. Just make sure we're square with the hips the whole way, so not collapsing. This is the point where we can start to slow down the heart rate. Take long, deep breaths. And back down like water. there's any tightness, muscles clenching around the hip, try to release it. Purposely rocking the right hip to make contact with the floor. And this left leg swings all the way around, perhaps to cross if that's not uncomfortable for the knees. The other side of the leg if it is uncomfortable. Good. And we're taking a twist. So left hand or left elbow hooks around the knee. Straighten the spine up. And spiral toward back foot. Other way. Release the twist. Keep the right foot tucked into thigh, left leg extending forward. Suckle arms up to the sky, combining all the elements. And breathe forward. Beautiful. We've got one more side, so rise, swing the legs behind us. Coming into the pigeon, either from a down dog or from kneeling. Your way left knee works its way under and through. Back bending for a moment. Or dropping directly down. Pigeons, the sleeping version. Noticing how deep we can make that release through left hip. Even knowing you can slide a block under the left hip if that helps everything to relax a little bit more effectively. Last inhale. Exhale. Rock onto left hip. Circle the right leg all the way around to cross. Hooking with left hand or left elbow. Straighten the spine up. And spiral. Unwind. Keep the left foot in, right leg is extending forward. Buckle up to the sky, straight spine for as long as possible. Do then tilt forward. Breath flowing even deeper. Spine rises. Open the legs, bent knees is fine, or extending if possible. The hips are stacked. One last time, like an ocean wave, we slowly make our way forward. So just like the tides come in and then the tides go out, allow your body to slowly relax its way forward. Even with the flow of breath. Stay here as long as this feels nice for the body. Eventually, we'll start to head towards Shavasana. If there's last stretches you need before that point, great. Otherwise, when you're ready to settle down to the ground, choose the most comfortable position possible. So sometimes a blanket under the knees or under the back would be really nice. You can choose to keep the feet planted and just let the knees fall into one another, or you can extend all the way straight if that's comfortable. Take your time exploring last poses until sooner or later you're ready for that final beautiful release. Never a rush to be in Shavasana. When you are there sooner or later, choose the element that feels like it would resonate and kind of raise your frequency the most at this moment. Or maybe just harmonize and calm. Maybe you're imagining being on a surfboard, just gently being rocked by water. Maybe you're envisioning connecting to the earth as if you have roots growing down, absorbing those nutrients. So whatever element seems helpful to you, soaking in the sun. Let yourself be with that element for the next few minutes in our Shavasana. Deep breaths flow in and out. In deepen inhales and exhales. Introducing little movements to the body. Stretching out in ways that feel really good. Sometimes a fetal position to one side feels really nice. Eventually coming up to a comfortable seated place when you're ready. Joining hands together in front of the heart. We can reconnect with our intention one more time. Thank you. Thinking of how connected we are, how impossible it would be to separate us from our environment, from people, from the elements, from nature, from the sun, from this planet and gravity. Just gratitude toward all of this interconnected play that makes our life possible. So with this idea, this thought to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.